Hello friends, today we are going to solve some questions from the chapter Heredity and Evolution, and there is one more chapter that is Reproduction. So at first we solved some questions from the chapter Reproduction and then we enter on the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Let's start our session. The first question is, reproduction is essential for living organism in order to. In this question, the question has been asked that why reproduction is essential. What is the importance of reproduction in the life of living organism? There is some options also, that is, keep the individual organism alive. Is reproduction that much important that it can make us alive or it help us to make alive? क्या रिप्रोडक्शन इतना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये आपके जिंदा रहने के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, आपके जिंदा रहने के लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है, बहुत एसेंशियल है? नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। हमारे जिंदा रहने के लिए क्या क्या चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है? एयर, वाटर एंड फूड, थ्री थिंग्स। एयर फर्स्ट नंबर पे एयर आता है, लेकिन रिप्रोडक्शन नहीं आता। सो according to this concept, this option is totally wrong. This option is totally wrong. Next, come to the next option. Fulfill their energy requirement. Is reproduction fulfill our energy requirement? No, not at all. Energy requirement of our body is fulfilled by the food which we obtain from plant or animals, but reproduction doesn't fulfill our requirement. So this option is also wrong. Maintain growth. Does reproduction maintain our growth? No. And the last option is continue the species generation after generation. Yes, this is the correct option. Reproduction is the process which is essential for living organism in order to continue the species generation after generation. You are here due to your parents, by your parents, via your parents. Why? From which process? Reproduction process. Your parent does the process, reproduction, and so that you are here. So this option is correct. Continue the species of generation after generation. आप यहाँ क्यों हो? अपने पेरेंट्स की वजह से। तो ये जो सिलसिला है, आप हो, पहले दादाजी दादी थी, उनके बाद पापा मम्मी आए, उनके बाद आप और आपके भाई बहन जो भी आए, वो क्यों आ रहे हैं? ये आपका जनरेशन कंटिन्यू क्यों है? Why this gap? How this gap is filled? By the process of reproduction. Reproduction is the process through which you are here. So it is the process which is essential for living organism in order to continue this species generation after generation. Is it clear to all? Let's go ahead to our next question. And our next question is a feature of reproduction that is common to amoeba, Spirogyra and yeast. Do you know what is amoeba? What is Spirogyra and yeast? Yes. These are the unicellular organism, or these are the organism having prokaryotic cells. We know, we have read about them. So, when you read about them, you also read which type of reproduction they does. And the question is a feature of reproduction. Which type of reproduction and the type of reproduction they perform. What is its features? At first, let's know about these organisms. The first organism is, the first process of reproduction is regeneration. The name of organism which is given in our question is amoeba, Spirogyra and yeast. These three names are given, these three organisms are given. So you have to find out these organisms perform which type of reproduction. We know asexual reproduction. We know asexual reproduction because this all process, binary fission, regeneration, budding, all this come in the box of asexual reproduction. These all are the types of asexual reproduction. Clear? It means they do asexual reproduction. They do asexual reproduction. But Asexual reproduction we know, but which type of asexual reproduction? Amoeba does binary fission, Spirogyra does regeneration, and yes, budding. Yes, budding. Clear? Is it clear to all? Let's go to our question. And our question says, and our question asks that a feature of reproduction that is common to amoeba, Spirogyra is. What is common to them? What is common? They do binary fission, they do regeneration and budding. What is common? The common thing is this: all these three processes are the type of asexual reproduction. So the correct option is they reproduce asexually. They reproduce asexually. We know that they are unicellular, but here the question doesn't ask if they are unicellular or multicellular. The question is asked that the common thing of reproduction is given in the question. So the option you choose should be appropriate or connected to the question. The reproduction, the correct option is they reproduce asexually. They reproduce asexually. Clear? Now, our third question is, in Spirogyra, asexual reproduction take place by. We know Spirogyra. What is Spirogyra? We know Spirogyra. In the question, it is asked, in Spirogyra, asexual reproduction take place by. Spirogyra perform asexual reproduction. Which type of asexual reproduction? We see which type? Regeneration. Which type? Regeneration. Regeneration. So what happened in the regeneration? What is the process of regeneration? In regeneration, the organism divided into a bits. And their one part is developed into a whole organism by a cell division. Yes, this is what the reproduction. Regeneration. This is what the regeneration. So according to options, breaking up of filament by small bits. Yes, it is correct. Division of cell into two cells. No, this is not correct. Division of cell into many cells. No. Formation of young cells from older cells. No. These are not the process which Spirogyra perform. Spirogyra perform regeneration process. And what is regeneration? Regeneration is a breaking up of filament by smaller bits. Is it clear to all? Option number A is correct for this question. Option number A is correct for this question. Now, let's come to our next question, which is, there is a process Spirogyra. How the reproduction occur in Spirogyra. This is the whole body of Spirogyra. This is the picture of Spirogyra, and when they attain their full body, they attain maximum height. जब ये अपने पूरे height को gain कर लेते हैं, इनका जैसे हमारा क्या होता है, हमारा बुढ़ापा आता है, उसके बाद क्या होता है, हमारा डेथ होता है और फिर एक नया बर्थ होता है, according to science or according to traditional books, whatever. तो ये सब क्या है, ये सब होता है, हम जानते हैं. तो स्पाइरोगायरा कैसे डिवाइड करता है, हमारा जनरेशन कैसे बढ़ रहा है, प्रोडक्शन से, हमारे पेरेंट्स से हमसे हमारा आगे वाला जनरेशन आएगा, उनसे उनके आगे वाला जनरेशन आएगा. लेकिन ये प्रोसेस ह्यूमन में हो रहा है. स्पाइरोगायरा में क्या हो रहा है, स्पाइरोगायरा splits up their body parts. They divide into a bits. These are the bits of Spirogyra, and when they divide into a bits, they are one bit divided by the division of the cell. By dividing their cells, they gain their original height. Each bit is developed into one new Spirogyra. These are called new Spirogyra. spirogyra. Each bit is developed into a new spirogyra. Now, it is clear to all how the reproduction process happens in spirogyra, how they perform their reproduction process, which is known as regeneration. Is it clear to all? Let's come to our next question. Question number first. It is question number first from the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Now, the chapter starts. We solved 3 questions from the chapter Reproduction in Organism. Now, all the questions are from the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Okay? Heredity and Evolution. So, the first question is, which of the following statement is correct? There is 4 statements given and you have to choose the correct statement. Which statement is correct? So, before having our correct option, let's know something about protein. Let's know something about protein. Protein. One protein is generated from one gene. One protein is generated from one gene. One gene developed into a one protein. And hormones and enzymes are also a type of protein. Hormones and enzymes are also a type of protein, and one protein is arise from one gene. Here, one gene, one protein. One gene, one protein. And this whole process you have to read in class 11. No, in class 12. This whole process, how one gene develops into a one protein, and how this protein are essential for us, how the process happens. All these things are you are going to, you will learn on class 12 chapter molecular basis of inheritance. In this class, the only thing you have to know is one protein. One gene is developed into a one protein, and enzymes and hormones are also a type of protein. Enzyme and hormones are also a type of protein. Clear? Clear now. Let's come to our question. Now let's read the statements. For every hormones, there is a gene. Hormone is a protein. So this statement is correct. For every protein, there is a gene. Yes, this is also correct. For production of every enzyme, there is a gene. Enzyme is also a protein. So yes, this is also correct. For every molecule of fat, there is a gene. No. Fat is not a protein. So there is no need of one gene to develop a fat. This statement is correct. What we have to find? We had to find the incorrect statement, and now we have which statement is incorrect. The option number D is incorrect. Option number D is incorrect because fat is not a protein and fat doesn't develop from a gene. It is clear? Take a look. एक बार देख लीजिए, समझ लीजिए, उसके बाद बढ़ते हैं अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. Our next question is, at first you read the question and try to solve by your own. At first, read this question and try to solve this by your own with your all knowledge that you have from till now. What is the question? If a round green seeded pea plant is crossed with wrinkled yellow seeded pea plant, the seed produced in F1 generation are? There is a question. If a round green seeded plant, round R, capital R, small y. This is dominant and all these are recessive trait. This is dominant, capital letter denotes dominant term. Capital letter denotes dominant term and small letter denotes recessive term. Recessive term या फिर trait. Trait. Terms is not a suitable word. Trait. Trait means character. Trait means character. So capital letter denotes dominant trait and small letter denotes recessive trait. Capital letter denotes dominant trait and small letter denotes recessive trait. In the given question, capital R is a dominant, it means round, and small y, that's why green seeded. Green is a recessive term. Green is recessive. Green is recessive and round is dominant. Round is dominant. Green is recessive and round is dominant. Is crossed with wrinkled yellow seeded pea plant. Wrinkled is recessive. Wrinkled is recessive. Capital Y, yellow is dominant. So we know that in F1 generation only dominant traits were shown. Only dominant traits appears. We know that on F1 generation only dominant traits appear. Recessive appears on F2 generation. Recessive have been appeared from F2 generation. The seed produced in F1 generation. So you have to find the seed will generate in F1 generation. We know dominant traits appear. So what are the dominant traits? Dominant trait is round and yellow. Round and yellow is a dominant trait. So the correct option is round and yellow. Have a look. It is clear to all? Now let's come to our next question, which is the male race of a child is determined by. Before going through the question, at first know one concept, very common concept, or if you know, let's revise it. If you know that school, that amazing, but revision is very necessary. The one who doesn't know, the students who doesn't know about this, look at it. Look at the board. XY father. XY father. Father, it means male. Male have chromosome X and Y. Mother, it means female, have a pair of chromosome XX. When one X from father and one egg from mother comes or combines, they form a baby girl child. Baby girl child. When the Y chromosome from father and X chromosome from mother combines, it forms a boy child. Then again, if X and X combine, it form a baby girl, and X and Y combine to form a baby boy. From this question, it is clear that X is common to all. The X is common to all. Y is only chromosome which comes from a male, and it determines the sex of a baby. It determines the sex of the baby. Y is common to all children. We can see X is common to all. XX, XY, XX, XY. But there is a one thing, that is Y, which differ it from other. There is a Y which differs it from other. So the Y is the only chromosome which determines their sex. If there is no Y, the sex is female. If there is a Y, the sex is male. Clear? Clear? Now let's come to our question. And our question says, the maleness of a child is determined by the X chromosome in the zygote? No. Why? Because X chromosome is present in all sexes. The Y chromosome in zygote? Yes, it is right. Y chromosome is the only chromosome which determines the sex of a zygote or a baby. The cytoplasm is germ cell which determines the sex? No. Sex is determined by a chance? No. The correct option is B. B is the correct option. B is the only correct option of this question. Clear? Now let's come to the next question. A zygote which has an X chromosome inherited from the father will develop into a... We know that all the zygotes have X is a common chromosome. X is a common chromosome. A zygote which has an X chromosome inherited from the father. Father has both chromosomes, X and Y. If X is come from father, then the child is girl, and if the Y is come from the father, then it is boy child. Here X chromosome is come from father, so the correct option is girl. Correct option is girl. Clear? समझ आया? आज की क्लास सबको समझ में आई? Will you all understand today's class? Okay, that's fine, that's great, that's amazing. Now, these are some questions. The time gone up. So, let's meet on our next class. Our next class is from sample paper question. On our next class, we solve sample paper MCQs from all the subjects, from all the portions of the science, physics, chemistry and bio. For physics, we take a particular class because we have to explain it deeply. Okay? For biology and chemistry, there is only one video in which you have solved some sample paper MCQs, sample paper of 2022, which is on the current exam pattern. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye. We will meet on our next class.